was trying to figure out what I was using Nova for, because last thing I remember using Nova for was Maru's Ayatan sculpture hunt last Monday. It's currently Monday. Well, very, 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 very late Sunday night. And by that I mean technically it's now Monday, but a lot of people still class it as Sunday night, and yeah, it's technically Monday, just. But anyway, it's been a week. I must have used that for something, and I can't remember what it is. But anyway, that aside, Plains of Eidolon coming soon. There are a few things that you may or may not want to get ready for Plains of Eidolon. There is the obviousness of, and I've mentioned this before, sniper rifles. Which sniper rifle you want to use obviously differs depending on how you use sniper rifles and which one you prefer. I will be going Vectus Prime simply because I have the 2 rounds set up for 1, but my build on this I am less than happy with. Extremely less than happy with. So I'm still working on my own, but I do have the charge chamber and depleting reload. The depleting reload takes the 1 round off, and obviously charge chamber adds the damage on top, so it's doing an extra 40% bonus damage on every round. I know a lot of people prefer the Vectus because of this reason. Of course, if you are one of those insanely lucky people with Prime Chamber, yeah, my eyes may be turning green with envy, because that would go really well on either of these. But which sniper rifle you prefer is of course completely up to you. I was tempted, just for the fun of it, of going full old school with the Snipertron. The Snipertron Vandal a little bit better, but come on. You can't even get the Snipertron anymore. The Snipertron Vandal, if I remember rightly, the parts are tradable. And that there actually looks like Ember is giving you the middle finger. Technically she is, but anyway. Yep, that's definitely the middle finger. The Snipertron is full on old school, but personally I just prefer the Vectus Prime. Once I've finished, I haven't decided on a final build for it, but that will be my long range weapon. It's probably best to go in a team of 4, and obviously you want at least 1 person with a sniper rifle supplying the covering fire, and then you can have some running auto rifles, some running launchers, and someone running a shotgun, and then someone with a sniper rifle. That you've got everything pretty much covered. But if you are going sniper, you obviously want it to be ready for the Plains of Eidolon arriving. And with that, you want a pretty decent secondary for mid to close range. I still think either the AK Lex or the AK Stiletto Prime is what I would like to use, but I'm going to stick with the Arca here simply because, okay, it's not exactly the best of weapon, but I do like the sight on it, and it's pretty good for close to mid-range. Severe close range, obviously a really good melee weapon will work then, as well as setting your Sentinel up so it can fire and giving it a decent weapon as well. As well as that, I have looked everywhere. When it comes to the different focus skills trees here, or the focus schools, and how the return policy is going to work for this, I cannot find out if it's going to return every single point you have ever earned on focus, or if it's just going to refund points unlocked on the tree. So if you have a spare couple 100,000 points sitting on any of the schools, it is probably best to come in and put it somewhere so it unlocks a node, or it unlocks one of them, and at least then you know you should be getting at least that much back. Obviously there are things like lenses. If you have lots of lenses, turning them into greater lenses would be good, because as well as them going from the sorties here, so they won't drop from the sorties, you'll have to get them from Certus, the town just before the plains. Even doing a couple sorties to try and get some beforehand could be useful, but they will be returning them from weapons that have them locked in. I would have to assume that obviously a weapon that you had a lens on that you have sold, that lens is gone, you won't get it back. Not of course to forget, it's time to get your Arcwing ready. This may be something that has been forgotten about by a lot of players, but Arcwing is used to fly around the plains of Eidolon, so if you want to put a former in, now might be the time, because I don't know how the affinity works when you summon this. Does it gain affinity or not? Obviously that is something, again, we will find out when it actually releases, but getting it ready so it's ready, probably a good idea. Obviously, doing things like building former would also be really useful because we don't know how many of the coming weapons are going to need them. There is 4 weapons and a frame coming in this update, so you may need a format to build one, you may not. Just having some built is always a good idea anyway, but with a big update like this coming, having a little bit more, well, it might just save you time later, but it might come in useful as well. And yes, I'm hiding how many blueprints I have with my mouse. Until we are given an actual day of this arriving, would just continue farming mods, resources as you would usually, just to have a little bit more than normal for when the update comes out. But the day before it comes out, it may be worth heading to the Void to pick up some Argon Crystals as another just in case, because things may need Argon Crystals to build, and it wasn't that long ago that things were coming out that needed Argon Crystals, and you would end up having to use your Tower 1 keys to quickly run missions and trying to find them and getting annoyed because they just wouldn't drop. So having 4 or 5 just sitting there, obviously useful, as well as doing Nyatan alerts if they pop up over the next few days. Not spending it, just keeping a hold of it for when it comes out, because again, things may require that as well. We don't know what things are going to cost until it comes. Would love to have a certified release date for this, because obviously the day before would be the best to run for Argon Crystals, because they do expire pretty quickly. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.